there an officer I can maybe speak to?
What's going on?
So I'm from King County area. I have an 18-year-old child that lives in this area. He's basically being abused and kind of hidden from me, and I'm just kind of wondering what my options are, because every time I go there, they always threaten to call the police on me when I'm not doing anything but just trying to get to my son type of thing. And I just, yeah, he is 18.
And he lives in King County or he lives in Pierce County?
He lives in Pierce County. I'm from King County. Yes, ma'am.
Let me see for a moment.
Yes, I appreciate it. Okay, you guys sit down, please. Okay, you can sit there.
No, it's okay. I don't know why Dr. Gus said anyway.
Good morning, y'all. Hope everyone's having a great Saturday so far. We are sitting here camped out at this mailbox because at first, you know how like they put your packages like in the parcel locker below, like for bigger packages. Well, at first the key didn't work. So then I took the key up to USPS and I'm like, hey, you know, I have a package inside of there and the key doesn't work. It was like ran over and everything. Well, come to find out, it's not even the key, it's the mailbox. And this is stressing me to no end because it's about to be Christmas and, you know, the Christmas presents are going to, packages are going to start coming. And I want to be able to get my packages without no problem. So now we're sitting here camped out at the mailbox. Hopefully I am going to catch the mailman. Hopefully we don't gotta stay here too long. I got stuff to do. But it's just really unfortunate. So I guess my next move is to go back up to USPS and see what they could do about this. Or I'm gonna be getting a P.O. box so that I can make sure all my packages are coming to where they're supposed to come, because like I said, there was a package that was stuck down in there. Well, they took my package back. I never even got it. And to be honest, I don't even know what it was because I track everything, you know, and I don't feel like I was missing anything. So that's neither here nor there. I mean, it is important, but I also wanted to give an update about what went on yesterday. If you've been following along, you saw me post a short about what was going on with my oldest son. And we did make an attempt. We went all the way up there. And I did go to the police station, but they were just like, oh, because he's 18, there's nothing that we could really do. And I was like, well, I came here before he was even, you know, 18, when he was like 17. And I was like, still, you guys did nothing. What would have been the difference? And they're like, oh, we don't really know what the difference would have been. So they just gave me like a non-emergency. There's none in here, buddy. They gave me like a non-emergency card. I'll get you some in a second. They gave me like a non-emergency number and they were like, oh, just call it and say, you know, you're in fear for his life and you need a welfare check. So I needed the address, and obviously I should know it because I live there, but I mean, it's been years, so I wanted to make sure I had it correct. So I drove past their house and I got the address numbers and I was just gonna make the report. And then I was going to double back and go knock on the door for my son. But I ended up seeing like these two teenager boys, like probably like a cul-de-sac down from where my son lives. And I figured he probably knows them, you know, because kids hang out with kids in the neighborhood. So by luck or just chance or the grace of God, I pulled up on him and I was like, hey, you know, do you guys know Keon, which is my son's name? And they were like, yeah, we know him. And I was like, oh, have you guys seen him? And they was like, yeah, he just left here not too long ago. I was like, oh, cool. There's like, but he's probably at school. I figured he would have already graduated, but I guess he's a senior. I guess that makes sense because he just turned 18 this year. And I was just like, and the boy, he was like, well, I can call him for you. I was like, you know, I'm his mom. Just trying to get in contact with him. You know, it's a pretty precarious family situation. And so luckily the boy was so kind. He was like, yes, ma'am, I'll call him for you. And so they called him on the phone and they were like, hey, you know, your mom's here. And I guess he said like, where? And he was like, she's right here in front of me. And, I guess he said, go away. And I'm not shocked. Can I just let this be known? Beyond my family brainwashing him and everything, I had my son when I was 15 years old. And they ended up getting custody of him. Unfortunately, my life got really intense, which I plan to share my life story here pretty soon. And so I unfortunately didn't get him back, and they hurried up and they adopted him. Also because my attorney at the time was like, well, please don't do that. Okay, but I'm on a video, please. Like, it's kind of distracting. Just give me a second. I'm trying to flesh this story out. Where's I at? My bad, y'all. I be getting thrown off. But the attorney was like, well, if you keep fighting this or whatever and you don't just sign your rights away, basically, like, you'll lose every child hereafter, you know. And I'm not gonna lie, that was the worst decision I ever made, especially me having grown up with these people and knowing how they are. Like, it was almost like my son relived my life. And I tell you, I hold so much guilt to this day. But I was 15, 16 years old, didn't have no business having no baby, which my first baby was by my first pimp, which, like I said, I'm gonna tell my life story. It's just really unfortunate. And so that scared me, you know, like, they're saying they'll take every baby from the hospital, because when I had my son, they had already, like, put a hold on him. As soon as I had him, they took him out the room. I was having to get up to go to the nursery to, like, feed him and stuff. And then I, like, spazzed out because I was 16. I didn't understand what was going, like, why you took my baby? Like, because I was a ward of the court. Basically, he was a ward of the court at the time. And so, you know, it was very traumatic. And I just felt like I wasn't stable. And so I thought I was making the best decision, because my aunt and uncle, like, I won't lie, like, they took better care of him than they did me and my brother, to be honest. Like, they showed a lot more interest in him. And I just can't say it enough. It just was not a good decision. I should have fought harder. I should have did more. And I hold that guilt every day. So when he said go away, I understood it. You know what I'm saying? Because here he is having to have grown up with my aunt and uncle. And then, you know, I have all his siblings. It's the same thing that happened with me. My mom lost custody of me and my brother and my other two brothers, but she continued to take care of my two sisters. So that builds a lot of resentment. And just to say, I understood. I understood. So I was just like, I was telling the boy, I was like, just let me talk to him, because I just felt like if I could get on the phone with him and he heard my voice, like, and I could hear his voice and I could hear if he's okay and I could talk to him, then maybe, you know, he would let me come see him, let me come get him, let me take him to get food, clothes, whatever. That was my hope. And honestly, to just take him home. He's old enough to make the decision of where he wants to be at this point. Like, and I know that probably would have messed up his schooling a little bit too. So many things are running through my head, and I'm just like, man, this is really unfortunate. And so then, you know, I guess he got hung up the phone when I asked to talk to him. So then I told the boy, I was like, well, can you just give me his number? And luckily he did. This was such a polite young man. He was just like, yes, ma'am. And I'm sorry this is happening, basically. And I just told him thank you. And then I pulled off. And then I'm ringing my son's phone. I'm ringing it over and over again. I'm texting him. I'm like, I love you. I'm sorry. I understand you're angry. Like, I'm like, you're my heart. Piece of my heart is missing. Like, I just want to come get you. Like, I'm not perfect, but I feel like I can give you a better life. Like, and he's not responding. He's not answering back. And I was like, I came on your 18th birthday. Did they give you the balloons? You know, I sent. I was like, I dropped off the balloons on his porch. And I was like, I was gonna give you, you know, some money. I was gonna give you $1,800 for your birthday. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't gonna give it to them, because they would not have given him the money. And so I'm texting, I'm calling back to back, hoping he'll pick up. And he never picked up. And then out of nowhere, his little butt gonna text me talking about, well, just give the money to, you know, this is what he said, my white friend. Whoa. Mind you, I wasn't even talking to the white friend. I was talking to the black friend, but that's neither here nor there. And so I was like, no, I don't know them. Like, I'm not going to do that. I don't trust them. And so I'm continuous to call. I'm calling. I'm like, man, just pick up the phone. Like, just talk to me. Like, at least let me hear your voice. Let me know you're okay. At this point, I'm figuring he's just not going to answer the phone. So I was like, well, I love you. I'm here for you. If you ever need me, this is my number, you know. And I was like, you're grown now, you know, you're gonna make your own decision. I pray that, you know, you do something good with your life. I'm not gonna lie, the last time I popped up at their house and I was able to see my son, he looked so scared, so thin, not clothed right, taken care of right, and I'm not gonna lie, he looked on drugs. Now, I recognize that because a lot of my family members, unfortunately, they use drugs. And then, mind you, I live with my aunt and uncle who has a daughter, my cousin, and she's been popping pills forever. Like at one point she tried to get me hooked on pills, and luckily, you know, I was stronger than that and I didn't. I'm not gonna lie, I might have, you know, tried a couple muscle relaxers, tried, you know, worky perky, you know, but it made me throw up. And so I was like, nah, this is not for me. Like, I'm just being completely honest and completely transparent. And please do not do that in the back of my video. Just sit down. I'm almost done. And then I'm going to give you all the attention you need. See, this why it'd be hard to get these stories out, y'all. But thank you if you're following along so far. It's been like 10 minutes. I appreciate you for listening to this. This has been the worst thing in my life, the worst decision in my life. Like, and so, you know, I recognized he was on drugs. So I was just like, I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to continue to pray for you. I'm going to pray that you get off of whatever drugs you're on, you know, because like, I know my cousin, I know she got him hooked. Like, she hates me. They're doing fraud in my name, which is a whole nother story that I'm working on too. And I was just like, I know her corny butt, like, you know, got you, you know, on that stuff. Ooh, we just like raining leaves, y'all. I didn't know if the maintenance people was like blowing it towards my car. So I was just like, I'm gonna continue to pray for you, and if you ever need me, I'm here. So, you know, like I feel like I'm not gonna give up, but if he don't want nothing to do with me, like, I don't know what to do with that. Like, I can only like try and do so much, and yes, I should have did way more. And so just, he has my number, you know, if he ever needs me, I'll be right there. Although I do think my family will probably try to use that, like, to like try to set me up. Like, my family is no good, y'all. I thank you if you listened to this so far. I thank you if you're keeping up with like what's going on. This is just really hard stuff. I plan to tell my life story here very soon, because it ties in with the everything and like where I'm at in life today, and why I got all these kids and different baby daddies. And I can't say it enough. Like, I'm not here, like, on here to like be like, it's okay to have a bunch of out of wedlock kids and a bunch of different baby daddies. Like, I'm not proud of that, but I will say I have my kids years in between. The first one was like 7 years in between. The last one was like 5 years in between, and then like 4 years in between. And while that is a true reflection on me, because I should have did better as a woman, I feel like it's a true reflection on these men. But anywho, I appreciate you for listening. I appreciate my subscribers so far. We got like 10 subscribers overnight. I thank you guys so much. Like, God bless you. Like, this platform, I plan when it blows, because it is going to blow, and I'm not going to give up, and I'm going to continuously post content, is I want to just be encouragement, show resilience in the face of every adversity I think anybody could ever face in their life. And like, you can make it. You are gonna make it. Don't ever give up. Keep your head to the sky. Keep fighting for your babies. You know, they didn't ask to be here. Like, that's my one main thing that I always say. I fight so hard for my kids because they're innocent and they didn't ask to be here. They didn't ask for this to be their life. And so therefore, I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna keep going hard. Love and light to all you guys. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. I appreciate you. I just want to support other mothers, anybody, be an encouragement, be a light to this world. Like I said, raising lights of my life in a very dark world. I'm going to say it till the wheels fall off. And other than that, everybody continue to have a blessed day. Once again, thank you for listening, and keep going hard.
Amen.
What else is there? Amen. 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 Now let me get to my babies because they need me. They need me.